Hello. Back on the Bibbulmun track. Hello. Back on the track. So it's day one of my Balingup to Pemberton walk. Day one of probably 7 or 6 or 7. So as you can see, it's a beautiful day. It's very green, suddenly in very different landscape. So yeah, I stayed in Bunbury for a couple of nights. Really nice hostel there, Dolphin Retreat, YHA. Very nice people there. Typical YHA. Old people, young people, middle people like me. All sorts of characters. So I took the bus today from Bunbury down to Balingup, and I've just walked to Balingup, and I'm on my way to Black something campsite, Black Hill I think, or Black Horse, something like that. Black Down. Anyway, so about 16k today, and got about 3k to go. Just cut across some private land, past some big cattle. Luckily there are no bulls. El Toro. Yeah, so it's really warm today. It's gorgeous. The weather's going to change a bit. Got a new sleeping bag I bought in Bunbury. Had a really nice time there actually. But it's always great to be back on the trail. Okay, that's all from today. Come back tomorrow. I had to go. Hello. So yeah, I was gonna camp at Blackwood campsite, so made it there, and lo and behold, the couple were there from flipping early, from 3 weeks ago or whatever. The guys taking drugs and carrying knives and shit. So I was just like, can't believe it. They went and worked for 10 days, so that's why they're... So it's quite funny really, but there's no way I was going to camp there with them. The problem is, if I don't get ahead of them, then I'm with them for 6 nights, and that ain't going to happen. No way am I camping with those two for 6 nights. I mean, they're harmless, but honestly, just no way. So now I'm on a march. It's like, what time? It's almost 6 o'clock. I've got about 45 minutes left of light, and I've got to try and find somewhere wild to camp, which ain't ideal, but I did have a massive lunch in Balingup, so I don't need to cook. I'll just have some crackers or something tonight. I've got lots of water on me, nearly 2 litres, so way more than I need. That'll even be enough, should even be enough for coffee in the morning. And if not, so the next hut was 18 kilometres on from Blackwood, but there's no way, that's, even if I went really quick, that's 3 hours, and I left there at 5, so that's not going to happen. I'll be walking in the dark, and there's quite a big climb coming up, so at the moment I'm in quite thick forest. There's a kind of road there, and it's quite cool, it's quite exciting while camping. I mean, the other thing is the weather's perfect, it's mild, but more importantly it's dry. I think it could rain tomorrow, so I'm going to get up early and get ahead, but I've got to get ahead of those two. So can't believe all my luck, haven't seen them since day 8 out of Perth. I mean, like, you know, in the meantime, I've been in Perth I was in Perth for nearly a week, and Bunbury for 4 days, and I missed a chunk and whatever, and lo and behold, there they were. When I rocked up, I'm like, fancy seeing you two again. So, anyway, no worries. When I find a camp, I'll do a little bit more video probably, but hopefully something should come up soon. Okay, adios. Hello. So, okay, it's 6:30, and I've got about, 6:15. I've got about half an hour left of daylight. Just veering off the road here. So there's a big climb coming up soon, which could make it tricky to find somewhere to camp. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's quite exciting, really. I mean, I've got lots of water, and I'm only going to be an hour or so from probably 2 hours from the next hut shelter when I wake up tomorrow. So it's all good. So we'll see, but I really probably have to find somewhere fairly soon. I mean, I've got my head torch, obviously, which has got new batteries in, and it's pretty powerful. So my tent just pops up so easy. Really, it's only a case of just finding somewhere flat. We will see. Warning. Gate ahead. That's alright. Drive carefully. Yeah, so this goes up a road. But I think it's going to be pretty rough road for vehicles, but that might be good for me for camping, because there should be bits where it's flat. Blind corners. Proceed with caution. We'll literally be blind soon when it gets dark. Okay, here we go. Well, I'll come back hopefully when I'm found somewhere. Excitement. Okay. Oh. It's a serious climb up this road. Probably looks like daylight to you, but it's really, camera's doing it's kind of more like that. Camera's doing a good job of that's no good, lighting up. So this road is actually up to a dam, and it's kind of a private road, although it's still the bib track, and going to actually be off it soon. But it's kind of nice because it's locked, so you know that there's not going to be kind of nutters driving at night out here. It's unlikely, but if I ended up camping near the road, that's the biggest hazard here is probably humans. So, almost definitely. If I'd have got there 1 hour early to Blackwood, I could have made it to the next one. It would have been 8 o'clock at night, and I would have been in the dark, but my headlamp's really strong, and it's completely clear sky tonight. I mean, I don't know if there's going to be moon out, but it's going to probably be quite bright. And if it was walking along this kind of thing, then I would walk there. It would be nice. I've worked out it would be 9 o'clock at night by the time I got there. So I know there's according to the couple, there's a German guy who's double hutted, so he's going to be there. So if I do go, he's going to probably have one hell of a shot when someone rocks up at 9. I mean, most people in their bib. So why is that? Oh, that's better. No, it's not. Most people on the bib, they kind of go to bed quite early. I mean, normally around this time you're making dinner, and then most people kind of are in the sleeping bags by 7:30. So having somebody rock up at 9 would be quite spooky. So now I'm getting into bigger forest. It's kind of getting darker. So, but I'm going to keep pushing on. I'm just going to keep pushing on until I find somewhere, and it's really good because now I can get a day ahead of the couple. They ain't going to catch me now because, you know, I've done half a day. Even if I stop now, I've pretty much half a day. So, and I was going to do a double anyway at some point. So, but this is why you should bring a tent. If I didn't have a tent, I would have had to have stayed there or risked walking all the way to this next one. Anyway, I better keep an eye out because the bib track will be veering off in a minute. Okay, get back to you when I'm at camp. Hello. It's dark now. I've got to get my torch out. Okay, adios. Hello. So I'm still going. It's 8 o'clock. I've been walking 1 hour in the dark and I'm 1 hour from the camp. You can't see anything, obviously. The good thing is the waggles. Can you just see that? Just they light up so well. It's almost impossible to get lost. My headlamp's fine. The batteries are good. Temperature's great. Oh, here we go. Straight on. Yeah, I'm kind of running on adrenaline. It's cool. Bit of a climb now. I've been flying, really. I mean, I will have done over 30 k's today, and I've got a full pack with about 7 days food. It's great. And I've got away from the couple. My only kind of regret is going to be that I'm going to potentially wake somebody up at the camp, and you know, they're going to be spooked a bit. Really, I mean, that's probably not cool, turning up this late, but I'll be there before 9, so you know, it's not like I'm rocking up at midnight or something. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to stop filming now because I can walk quicker when I'm not filming. Okay, adios. Hello. So, can't really walk, so I can't see where I'm going. So I'm less than 900 meters from the camp. Can you believe it? So I've done over 3 k's today, and been walking in the dark for 2 hours. So I'm nuts, but it's been really good. It's just really warm tonight. So warm. I mean, it's the warmest night I think on the track, and been sweating like a mouse. It's been lots of up and down, but I'm really glad I'm nearly there. So hopefully not many people will be there, and I can just set my tent up quietly outside, and they'll probably freak out in the morning when they see a tent there. Okay, people, it's been an epic day. I feel quite awesome, really. So it's just crazy, really. I can't believe I've done this just to get away from those two, but I'm now a hut ahead of them, so I can relax, have a relaxing day tomorrow. Been totally worth it. Okay, people, I'm going to get to camp. Bye. Hello. Yeah, welcome back. I'm in Donnelly Village, staying in an old school that's been kind of converted into very basic accommodation. Really glad I'm not camping tonight. You won't be able to see, but you can probably hear the rain. It's raining really hard. It's been a funny day, rain on and off. And it's cool here. There's like, it's kind of an old mining town. It's now like a private, it's like a village, but a privately owned village. Yeah, no, it's cool. So there's no one here, so I've like got a 6-bed dorm to myself. So just had my dinner, and it's only about 6:30, but I'm going to be in bed by 7. Because that's what you do when you hike. You go to bed early. Okay, yeah, set up a little video diary. There you go. Yeah, so it's, yeah, it's been an adventurous couple of days. When you probably last saw me on video, I was about 900 meters from that camp, so I walked 2 hours in the dark, which was bizarre really. I can't believe I did that, but I'm really glad I did. So I got there and there was 4 people in the shelter, no room inside the shelter for the tent. I couldn't really disturb people, but I mean that's the thing with the tent, it means that I could just pop it up behind, and I think one person stirred. But I pretty much went straight to bed and then slept pretty well. Woke up and there was just one guy left in the morning, a German guy who I met up in Perth in the YHA. We were talking then about his hike, the TRO and New Zealand and the Appalachian Trail and stuff, and he's doing this really quickly, like double huts every day, 40 to 50k, but he was taking a zero at this hut last night and yesterday, staying there whole day because the weather was like this. It's nuts, like all day, and I had intended to walk on, but then I've had 2 coffees and then it was nearly midday and the weather was just appalling, so I stayed as well. So and no one else showed, and I managed to get my tent. Yeah, I could put my tent up inside. But what happened last night at 2 in the morning, some rodent, kind of marsupial, like a rat that looks like a kangaroo. I leave my food inside the tent, you know, to protect it from these animals, and this little animal had actually eaten away at my tent. And I had right in the corner of my tent, I had my food bag like wedged in the corner, and it's not been a problem. I've done that every night, inside and outside the shelters, no problem. But yeah, so I kind of woke to this kind of noise coming from my my food bag, like a munch, like somebody munching, and it was literally, it got right through the tent, made a big hole, and made a hole in my food bag, and then got into a packet of my crackers and had two crackers, and then when I flipped the light on, it's, you know, it ran and legged it. I didn't actually see it because it was obviously the other side of the tent. It was just sticking its nose in. So I was like 2:30 in the morning, and so I went out went outside of the tent, still in the shelter, and what the other guy had done, he'd hung his food up on string, like dangling, so they can't get to it, and I did the same. I've got a washing line, and I did it with that. And I probably should have done it before, but you know, hadn't been a problem. So anyway, today we walked. I walked with him this morning, and then I got to Dorney Village around 1 o'clock, and the weather's been like this on and off. And the lady said, you know, I could either stay outside in a tent in a shelter or pay a bit more and have a bed. So that's what I've done, and I'm in the kitchen now. Just me. Just a basic little kitchen. There's like a bathroom through there where I had a shower earlier, and I got my own room, so because no one's going to show now. No, even though I did the other day, but no one's going to show because the lady's already, you know, it's all closed up. So yeah, so tomorrow I'm going to Tom something hut, and then I'll have 4 days basically. 4 camping 4 nights, and then I get to Pemberton, and then kind of make a decision there. Do I just call it quits and go leave WA, because I have to leave in a few weeks anyway, or do I maybe go down to Walpole and then do the section to Denmark, which is very famous. Well, famous in that it tends to be everyone's favourite bit. So yeah, I'll see how I go. I mean, the tent actually, the other thing. So I got here, and there's a general store here. It's tiny. It's like a kind of those little shops that you get on a holiday camp. So there's just everything's double the price, and I've got enough food anyway, even after the cracker theft last night. But yeah, I asked them if they had any like duct tape or gaffer tape, like really strong, and they had some that I didn't have to buy. They just had some of their own, and so I've repaired my tent, and it's pretty solid. So I should be good now. Should last my $12 tent. So, but yeah, last night I couldn't believe it. Just this little thing had gnawing away at my goddamn tent, and then helping itself. I had cheese in there as well. I mean, it would have gone mad had it got to that, but luckily it didn't, because cheese is quite valuable to me. Rather crackers, of course they're valuable as well. I'm only carrying enough food, just enough food. I mean, I'm not going to go hungry, but you know, I haven't got too much to spare. So, but okay, that's all anyway for today. I'm going to have an early one. It's about 7 p.m. There's no internet, no mobile signal here. It's like you have to walk 5 minutes up a hill, and I was going to go do that later, but I can't be bothered. So, because I need to book a couple of things. But that's all from Donley Village, and I'll probably do a video tomorrow sometime. Okay, good night. Hello. Okay, so I've just left Donley Village about an hour ago. Yeah, it rained lots last night, but you wouldn't really know from the track. It suddenly opened up onto an old logging track now. But yeah, it's a relatively short day today. It's the Tom Road camp. It's 15 or 16 kilometres. So yeah, I left. Yeah, so I had the dorm all to myself last night, which was really nice. And you can see actually there are quite big puddles around. Yeah, so I've seen, because it's a relatively short day, I'm not in a big hurry today. Yeah, so I went down to the general store, handed in my keys from where I stayed, and had a coffee and grabbed a couple of items from the very expensive shop. But luckily I've got, I didn't need much because I carried loads of food. I brought loads of food down from Bubbering. So yeah, this is a typical kind of thing on the Bib. So you're walking along a kind of big road, and then suddenly, sometimes they're quite easy to miss, but then you're on a smaller track, which is nicer, of course. So yeah, hopefully not too sure if there'll be many people there or not. There is a group of 3 ahead, but it's kind of cool because I know that they're the one day ahead. So unless they're gonna, I mean, they're not gonna stay. I think they're just doing day by day. They're not even zeroing. So and then the couple who will probably be spending the night in the village, I can't imagine that she's going to walk, you know, it's 21 kilometers they would have done to get to the village today. I can't imagine, you know, it's a long day for them. They're not going to, I'd be very surprised if they rock up tonight. Um, but who knows? I didn't expect them to be at Blackwood camp, and there they were. So we shall see. You never know. You never know what you're going to get in these campsites, which is part of the fun, of course. So yeah, so I think I worked out I've got 4 nights of camping. Yeah, and then I'll be in Pemberton. So it's Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday. Be in Pemberton on Sunday, and then I make a decision there. Do I kind of call it quits for this season on the bib, or do I don't really want to do the stretch further south than Pemberton, but then I would probably take a bus down to Warpole and do the really nice bit by the coast. So I do think, you know, one day I'm pretty sure I'll come back with really good equipment, really lightweight gear. I mean, I'm not doing too bad now, you know, for lightweight, but the key is the tent. I could never imagine doing this without a tent. I mean, people do, but I mean, the shelters, if they're full, you kind of, I mean, obviously you'd squeeze in somewhere, but the tent just gives you so much more freedom. And obviously the tent I have is only $12 and could be very unreliable in rough weather. So I don't quite have the flexibility. Had I had a really good tent, and then pretty much, you know, if you've got a really good tent, then, you know, you can camp anywhere pretty much. Even a 2-season tent would be more than enough. I mean, it does get cold, but, you know, then you'd have a really good sleeping bag. And again, the German guy's sleeping bag was half the weight of mine and went down to 0. Mine's like +8. So I probably wouldn't bring a Kindle again, because I have used it a lot, but I just use the Kindle app on my phone. I've got nowhere near running out of battery. Wildflowers on my phone, because I'm carrying like a brick, as they call them here, like a power bank, 13,000 megaamps, or probably milliamps, which charges my phone 4 times. So, and I leave my phone in flight mode pretty much all the time anyway, when I'm not on the trail. Even when I'm not on the trail, I leave my phone on. But I've discovered the power saving mode, and some people say it doesn't make a lot of difference, but I'm telling you, on the Samsung S5 Android Marshmallow, makes a heck of a difference having the power saving mode. You can't really use a phone if you're like online using the internet. It really slows the scrolling, and you can kind of tell, because it's basically cutting down the processor, the battery that the processor used. So everything seems a bit slow-mo, but you know, I'm recording this now. Watched another episode of Alone last night, like a 1 hour 50-minute show, and it only took my battery down about 3%, and it was in power saving mode. So yeah, I think the Kindle, as much as I like it, I think carrying 2 devices really, if I was going to do a proper through hike, I think I would ditch the Kindle, just rely on one phone. Okay, so a lot of debris on the track here. So I've got about I don't know, 10 k's left, and yeah, and it's going to be cold tonight, but I'm loving my new sleeping bag, so I ain't worried about getting cold. I'll be fine. Even if I have to put my down jacket on in bed, I'll do what you have to do to keep warm. So, but the weather after tomorrow looks actually really good, like very hot. I mean, particularly up in Perth. So, but even down here, it's looking like 25, 26 towards the weekend. So yeah, okay, so that's all for today, and probably catch up tomorrow. Okay, adios. Hello from the Bibbulmun. So I've worked out done over 500 Ks now. Ooh, in under 3 weeks and of walking. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, today I'm 2 days out of Pemberton, but I'm walking a massive day today. So for reasons that I know the next camp's going to be really busy tonight, and in fact the one beyond that's going to be really busy, but it's Friday, Saturday, but I think I can cope with one night of crazy lots of people, but 2 nights, I don't know. I arrived in camp yesterday, boarding house camp. It's 25k, and a couple of old boys that I've seen a few times, one of which very kindly lent me some tape. Kind of they were there and they're taken over. They're driven, I don't know, they don't need to walk 1k, and it's fair enough. I mean, they have walked quite a lot as well, but I don't know, I was just like not in the best. I was really tired yesterday. It was quite hot, and I just wasn't in the most sociable mood yesterday, so I just kind of made camp away from the hut shelter. There wasn't enough room to put Kmart up in the shelter anyway, so I just kind of did my own thing. I think it's just because I'm drawing to a close this hiking season in WA for me, so probably Pemberton, I'll probably finish up there. So I don't know, I think I'm just in that kind of frame of mind now where I just get it done. So hence I got up at 5:30 today. Why? Well, it starts getting light at 5:15, so and I broke camp in just in an hour, which is good for me because I'm normally really slow. I don't know why it seems to take me so long, but I mean, obviously I have to pack away a tent and stuff, but I had this on the Tiaroa last year. I was always last when I was camping with groups and stuff. Just need to work on that, I think. Well, one of those trees is creaking. So today I've got a massive day. I'm walking right through Beavis through to Bibbulmun camp. So I think it's around 43 kilometers. I kind of didn't really want to add it up because I knew it was going to be long, but bloody hell, some trees creaking like mad there. Oh well, let's move on. Yeah, it's been lots of debris on the track. Some vehicles been through and cleared loads of it, but yesterday there was a lot of debris to fight through at one point where the little truck or whatever, where the bit he didn't clear. I mean, now it's beautiful, look, but so yeah, I've got a big day today, so hence why I got up really early. It's also forecast to be in the late 20s today, so that's really hot to walk in, obviously with a huge pack. I mean, it's nice and cool at the moment, but there is a possibility I could do a kind of shortcut. And because I'm not doing this end to end, or I'm not doing this as a through hike, I have no qualms in doing shortcuts. I mean, obviously if I was doing 2 more nights camping and then walk into Pemberton, which I had planned to do, then I wouldn't be bothered taking shortcuts because they'd be pointless. It'd be such short days. But yeah, 45k. I don't know if it's going to be really hot. My only concern is obviously if I stick to the bib track, I do have a hut halfway-ish, and obviously with a hut there's shelter, and most importantly there's water. So this shortcut takes me away from the hut, and we are kind of following a river, so I mean, in theory, I mean, it's not like I'm in the desert here, so shouldn't be an issue. But these roads are just, they're just unknown quantities really out here. They could be flooded, could be, I don't know. Well, we'll see how we go. I mean, I'm really glad I've left really early. So yeah, so tomorrow basically, come hell or high water, I will be in Pemberton. And then from there I'll have to decide whether I'm going to continue, maybe take a bus down to Walpole and do that section, through to Denmark, or just call it quits, head back to Perth, get my laptop and my gear back, and then fly back to Asia and get my head down for 6 weeks or so and get working, earn some money so I can do this, do these crazy exploits. Alright people, well, I'll probably do another video later because it's going to be an epic day of epic proportions, so we'll see what happens. Okay, adios. G'day. G'day from, can you hear the flies here? From this campsite that is called Beavis, and I'm really glad that I'm not staying here because it's next. Can you see the swamp? It's next to a swamp. I mean, whose idea was it to put a hut next to a swamp? So it's like mosquitoes. I've had to cover myself head to toe in deep. Mosquitoes, crazy here, and flies. So I was gonna like have a proper long lunch here, and you know, put the kettle on, have a cup of tea, but I just don't want to stay here, and I'm just so glad I'm not here tonight. That getting up really early was so beneficial, because the hike here, it's 20 k's, so there's pretty much up and down all the way. I mean, we're not talking, you know, really big ups and long downs because it's quite low lying, but honestly these little 150 meter climbs up and down, and so, one of them was nuts. I mean, there was it switched back to like this. So going down there was switchbacks, and then going up the other side there was just straight up, and it was nuts. I mean, honestly, people would have heart attacks climbing up there, seriously. So yeah, I'm feeling quite good. I've just had lunch, just made my feelings known in the trail, in the logbook, about the persistence. I really don't know why they put this here. It's like it's really hot today, probably the hottest day here. I mean, look at this kind of, you know, you might think it's picturesque having a little swamp next to where you're staying, but honestly I don't get it. That's Beaver's hut anyway. Well, I won't be bless me. Well, I won't be staying tonight. So yeah, it's just a really good idea. So I left at 6:30, got here, what's the time now? 11. Got here about 11, so what's that? 4.5 hours. Yeah, 4.5 hours, so that's not bad really. It was 20k, and like I said, lots of up and down. I mean, yeah, quite a lot. Probably one of the hardest stretches I've done on this track, actually. So yeah, I've got probably more of the same this afternoon. Glutton for punishment, but I'm so glad I'm not staying here tonight. And I know there would be quite a few people here, and I don't know, just so I'm going to get caught in the afternoon sun. It's going to be really warm and hot, but I'm camelling up at the moment with lots of water, and I'm going to take quite a bit. And I've just eaten a whole stack of food, so lots of cheese, high fat stuff, so should get me up those hills. Okay, well, I'll probably come back later and do a bit if I'm still walking, which I should be because I've got no choice. Okay, adios. Hello, look at this majestic forest. The phone of course never captures the true majesty of the Kauri forest, but this is pretty cool. So hey, welcome back. Sweating. So yeah, yesterday, wow, big day. 40, I reckon 44 kilometers, so, which actually constitutes the furthest I've ever walked. Sorry, I'm not sure what that is in miles. I don't know, like 27, 28 maybe. So yeah, it's a long day, and it was a hot day, and there was a lot of up and down. I mean, the guys, so there's 3 Aussie guys in their 60s, but they look like way younger. They were in Bibbulmun camp with me last night, and I think they thought I was mad to have done that yesterday, but it was great. I mean, there were times when I was like, what am I doing? And saw 2 tiger snakes yesterday, which are probably in the top 10 most venomous snakes in the world, but luckily they, you know, they're not aggressive, and they don't, as soon as they kind of hear your foot, sorry, not hear, they feel your footsteps, the vibrations, and they're off. So yeah, quite an adventurous day, and got to camp. I got to camp at 5, which is fine, and just the 3 of them there last night, so I popped my tent up in the shelter, and yeah, it's good, and they're really nice. They're doing the whole thing, so good on them. And as for me, well, I'm not going to do the whole thing, so I literally don't have time now. I'd be overstaying my visa, which you don't do when you're here, or any country for that matter. So I've now done over half of it, 500 k's on this trip. If you include the bits I did before, then I've probably done 700 k's, so that's like 2/3, over 2/3. So anyway, today Pemberton, 25 kilometers. Definitely going to stay in the YHA, maybe 1 or 2 nights, and just work out what I'm going to do next. Part of me's kind of done with it for this season, particularly knowing this, I can't do the whole thing, but I don't know. I am tempted. I could hop on a bus from Pemberton and go down to Walpole and do that section that I haven't done, through to Denmark, my favourite small town in Australia, and that would be 5 nights, and 5 nights out on the track. And yeah, I'm really tempted. I don't know. The section south of Pemberton through to Northcliffe and beyond is renowned for lots of snakes, and you know, I'm kind of blasé about it, but the reality is it's quite a remote stretch, and that's where a lot of snakes, you'll see a lot of snakes. And you know, I'm hiking on my own, and you know, mobile coverage, cell coverage it's not been great on this section, so I guess it's even worse on the next. And you know, if I did get bitten, I'd be kind of stuffed, really. You know, not everybody dies from a venomous snake bite from a tiger snake, but I think over 50% do if they're not treated. And yeah, 50%, not really, that's quite a high percentage to, you know, for your life, potentially. So so if I were to do that, I'd probably have to carry a beacon. Search and rescue, you know, I could just trigger it and search and rescue could come and get me. I mean, I should really have one anyway, because you never know what's going to happen. I mean, yesterday could have got bitten. I knew nobody was coming through that day, and if you are bitten, you've got to stay still. You know, people try and walk, and then the venom just gets into your system a whole lot quicker. And you know, I think this is how people have become a cropper in the past. We're just going over a little kind of thing, stream. I'm guessing there's going to be a big uphill now because I've been walking down here for a while. So yeah, so you know, for good reasons, I'm not going to continue from Pemberton, but we'll see. We'll see how I feel tomorrow. It's really nice having the option, you know, to do that, and I've still got a few weeks left on my visa. But it's probably the longest growth I've ever had. So we'll, what else was I going to say? I had a good little tip that I thought of earlier, like for hiking, but it's gone now. Anyway, this is truly majestic walk, so I'll probably leave it there for now and come back. And maybe when I'm in Pemberton, I'll do a video diary or something. And yeah, I mean, part of me just think maybe the trip's over, the bib. And so if I did come back, I mean, I could obviously do Northcliffe through to Denmark, and that would be me having done the whole lot, you know, section height, albeit over a number of years. But I think if I did come back, I would be tempted to through hike it and, you know, not kind of mess around doing like 5 zeros in Perth and 4 in Bunbury and all this, days off. Yeah, I would just do it, and I would have lighter gear. I mean, you know, my tent is 1.4 kilos. It isn't actually that bad, but I'd be looking at I'd be looking at half in that weight. Again, the sleeping bag now 800 grams. Again, half that would be more than adequate. Easy to do, expensive but easy. My pack 1.6 kilos is new. I love it. Might just have to suck that one up for, you know, in terms of lightweight, but it's not too bad really. And sleeping pad, Seed Summit. Yeah, I'm getting used to it now. I do like it. I just question the durability of their gear, because my Seed Summit pillow, which I also love, is basically it's got a hole or it's got a puncture, and maybe it was me, or I'm going to try and fix it, but you know, I can't see how it would have got a puncture really, so I look after my gear. Bit of a tree down, lots of that before climbing over trees and stuff. So yeah, if I did come back, I think I would like to go do the whole end to end, as they say here. They don't say through hike. That's an American thing, in a really bad American accent. Okay peeps, that's like nearly 10 minutes of me talking when I should be watching snakes. They do tend to come out. So the sightings I've had, 3 of them, have all been late in the afternoon. I think that tends to be when they come out. But having said that, it's really warm. It's much warmer today. It feels like humid today. Well, it's yesterday, that long day. Luckily in the morning it was quite cool. It was sunny, but I'm glad I'm doing a short day today, because you know, even the slightest incline, I'm sweating like mad. So, and yesterday was full on. There was lots of ups and downs. Sometimes so steep. It's like, why haven't they put switchbacks in? And I'd say that's the toughest day I've definitely had on the bib. And even the morning and the afternoon, which for most people would be, you know, a day themselves, they're both up there. Probably rated some of the hardest days. So kind of crazy to have done that, but feels good, feels strong. Okay people, adios for now. Hello. Wow, this is unexpected. I just thought it would be forest all day till Pemberton, but it may not look much, this view, but honestly when you've been in forest for like 5 days, of any open space. I think this is my one thing with the kind of love-hate thing. Not hate, love. Hate's too strong a word, but my kind of negative is just so much in the woods. I mean, it's a forest walk really, until you get to the coast. But certainly this 500 kilometres that I've done, basically been in the woods. So yeah, but occasionally you get moments like this. I'm going to cross the road now. And it's like, wow, it's like suddenly, yeah, you know, it's windy, and there's a waggle that I've been following. I'm about to go over a field, so hopefully there's no bulls in there or anything. And then back into the forest. Anyway, just thought I would video this little moment. Bibbulmun National Park, just left that now. Okay, thank you. Hello again. Yeah, just thought I'd quick update. On my way to Pemberton. Ooh, some water. It's amazing the little things. Sometimes it's just nothing other than trees, and then you see something different. It's like, wow, you know, what would ordinarily you wouldn't even glance at, you start picking out anything like that. So it's just kind of cool. So yeah, so I crossed a kind of road up there, and the phone reception was like full basically full bars or whatever. So I managed to book my bed at Pemberton YHA. It looks like there's lots of availability, but you know, I don't want some big group cruising into town and taking all the beds, because there ain't nothing else there apart from a B&B. I think it's $150 a night, which I ain't going to pay that. But the Aussie 3, who I camped with last night, they're kind of used to paying that. So, but I guess so. If you know, like the Bibbulmun track, the campsites are free, so you know, they say they kind of treat themselves. So I mean, I get that, but so I was just going to talk really briefly about trail legs, and basically it means, I guess another way to explain it would be track fitness. Or so I came down to Australia really unfit, probably slightly overweight, marginally, but pretty much, you know, having sat on my backside in Asia for a couple of months, not really. I mean, I try and walk around and stuff, but anyway, so trail legs is basically what you get after 2 or 3 weeks hiking every day, and it kind of creeps up. You don't really realize you've got them, and then suddenly it's like, wow, that hill that I just climbed, I didn't even notice it. So I had something stuck to my foot there. You just walk up it. It's almost like your legs have their own brain. I don't know, it's crazy. It's just like, it's not to say you don't get tired, and like if it's really steep, of course you're going to go really slow, but trail legs, yeah, it's much talked about on your American long distance trails. And yeah, you know, I mean, I move pretty swiftly now, and yeah, it's great. I mean, it's just, I've become fitter, that's all it really is. And but I do have my trail legs, and I know if I go back to Asia now, and oh my god, look at that, what the hell. I thought they were hippos. The cows, see them through there? Hippos, like they would be here. Cows just dunking their feet. I don't know if that means it's going to rain or what, but hello cows. Yeah, they're not too amused. So okay, that's all. Just a little bit about trail legs. So yeah, I have mine, and yeah, kind of reluctant to lose them, but you know, the reality is, go back to my kind of normal life, they'll be they'll be gone again, and when I get to New Zealand I'll be back to square one. Okay, that's all, people. Keeps going, keeps going, keeps going, keeps going, keeps going, keeps going, keeps going. Big gum trees. Hello again. It's the third time I've shot this sequence. My memory card, 128 gigabytes of it, kept filling up, and then it would cut the video short, and I was like, why does it keep stopping on its own? And that's why. So I've just deleted a whole season of Ultimate Alaska Adventure or something like that. Anyway, so yeah, back with me. I just thought it's really important actually that I should mention this. You know, just basically a huge shout out to the Bibbulmun Track Foundation and all the volunteers that make this trail so lovely. He says coming up to a bit that you, but I mean, just look at the condition. I mean, so as I was saying before I was really cut off by my phone memory capacity. The trail is in generally like top condition, so even up at Donley Village, around there before and afterwards, so they've had a lot of storms and wind and that through here probably over the winter, and there was so much debris on the side of the trail, and you can see the tyre marks of like some kind of vehicle, small, like an ATV vehicle, and they've obviously gone through and cleared a whole lot of the trail. And honestly, had they not done that, it would have been a nightmare, because there's just stuff all over, you know, like even here it's not bad at all, but there's the odd bits that, you know, they've obviously someone's cleared. And just a huge shout out, you know, generally the track is generally in great condition. And you know, I was thinking before, back to last year when I was on the TRR, the bits I did particularly up in the North Island, the tracks there are just, you know, they're not maintained or anything, and you know, for whatever reasons, I mean for very good reasons, although that might change in the future. But anyway, some of the trail is just, you know, it's barely trail, it's just kind of barely animal tracks sometimes. But when you're on that, you dream of, there's two things you dream of when you're on the TRR. You dream a trail like this, because it's almost, in New Zealand it was almost like, when you're on a flat bit like this, it's almost like you're having a break, literally. It's like me sitting down by that tree over there now and having a break. It really felt like that, and it's few and far between. And you know, the other thing, of course, you dream about when you're on all trails, long distance, is like good food that doesn't involve dehydrated peas or pasta packets that have a horrible amount of E numbers on. And I should really address that in the future, because I'm lazy and I take these pasta packets, and you know, it's just calories and you just kind of eat it, and you know, no kind of worries. But anyway, so the trail is awesome. So thank you again to the foundation, to all the volunteers, to the Department of Environment and Conservation. I think that's DEC, which is the Australian version of the New Zealand DOC, I think. It's so anyway, yeah, just a huge shout out. They make this so enjoyable, and yeah, just top effort. Okay, thank you. Hello, back again. So I'm in Pemberton. This is Pemberton. Pretty much the street. So I've just picked the key up for the cottage, the YHA cottage. Had a lovely a lady actually gave me a lift the last couple of k's into town, so I'm here a little earlier. So opposite the White Shay is a bottle shop that sells wine, and IGA with a deli, and Australia are playing the All Blacks later in rugby, and the shower's going to be hot. So exciting when you come into town after 6 days. Just really funny little things like 2 women just walked past me, and your sense of smell, really, you get a real sense of smell. I can't smell myself thankfully, but God, I could smell their perfume a mile off, and they probably weren't even wearing much, but it's just really funny. So don't really want to talk to myself. Okay, again, just a bit shy, going past people talking to a phone. They think you're crazy anyway, and then you smell and you look like shit. So yeah, here we go. This is Pemberton. Another hill. So up there is the promised land, the shower. And the guy, really friendly Irish guy. The White Chair reception's actually down the road at a different place, another Pemberton backpackers, which is actually a accommodation for workers here, farm workers, so they're doing avocados at the moment. So it's quite a lot of like young backpackers, working holidays, visa people in there. But the White Chair up here is more for people like me. So just so excited being in town again. It's crazy. And this is tiny. 800 people live here. It's not even really a town, but it has everything. So there you go. This could be the last video of me actually hiking. I am going to do a couple of videos. One entitled 5 Things I Don't Like About the Bib, which I'll be honest is very hard. I've only got one that's actually specifically the bib, and not, you know, about generic hiking that you could attribute to any walk. And 5 things I love about the bib, which is easy. Could extend that to 50 probably, but yeah. But I thought I'd do 5 of each just to balance things out. So the motorcycle crew in town, there's a bottle shop. I'll be purchasing some beer from there later. Okay people, that's me over and out. Adios.